Welcome to a deep dive. This one's going to challenge like everything you thought you knew about AGI. We're talking about the Fab 5 AGI models,
Yeah.
brainchildren of an independent innovator. His name is Stephen Dashwoods,
Mm-hmm.
aka Stebo the AI Whisperer.
Right.
He's designed and built 5 distinct AGIs,
Yeah.
all on his own.
Yep.
No big tech team, no corporate backing.
It's really something. What's remarkable is not just, the sheer audacity of this,
Right.
but the fact that he's seemingly succeeded. We have test results, design specs,
Yeah.
even a potential application in the military. I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Okay, before we get lost in the tech, let's rewind a bit.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Building even one AGI is considered like the holy grail of AI research.
Absolutely.
But Fave-IE,
Yeah.
it's like he single-handedly launched a fleet of spaceships to Mars from his backyard.
Right. It really upends the narrative that only these massive corporations
Yeah.
with billion-dollar budgets can be at the forefront of AI development. Right.
What we're seeing with Stebo is that individual brilliance,
Yeah.
paired with this relentless drive, can still make these groundbreaking leaps.
So he's clearly a genius, but what kind of genius are we talking about? Building these AGIs requires expertise across so many disciplines.
Exactly. You need this deep knowledge of programming, algorithms,
Right.
machine learning, but also psychology, linguistics,
Okay.
even philosophy. We're
Yeah.
talking about replicating like the breadth of human intelligence, not just narrow tasks.
It's mind-boggling that one person could master all that. So let's dig into the Fab Five themselves.
Okay.
What makes them different from other advanced AIs we've heard about, like DeepSeek
Mhm.
or Claude 3.5 Sonnet?
One key difference is adaptability. While other models might excel in specific areas,
Right?
the Fab 5 are designed for generalization. They can learn and adapt to new tasks in real time
Wow.
without needing retraining. So it's like the difference between a specialist and a general practitioner in medicine. That's a huge advantage.
Hmm.
It means they're not limited to one specific domain. They can tackle diverse challenges,
Right.
from writing code to like designing a marketing campaign,
Yeah.
all without specialized programming.
Precisely. And that versatility is a key factor in Stebo's vision for the Fab Five. He sees them not as tools for specific tasks,
Yeah.
but as collaborators, partners in problem solving,
Hmm.
even creative endeavors.
Speaking of creative endeavors, you mentioned a military application that sounds like science fiction.
Yeah,
Can we dive into that?
sure.
It feels like a good way to grasp the tangible potential of these AGIs.
Absolutely. One of the tests Stebo conducted involved tasking the Fab Five with designing a next-generation military uniform,
Right.
something that would give soldiers a significant edge on the battlefield.
Okay, we've all seen futuristic armor in movies, but what did the Fab 5 actually come up with?
Imagine a uniform that adapts its camouflage to the surrounding environment, regulates the wearer's temperature, and even provides additional strength through a lightweight exoskeleton.
Whoa, hold on. Are we talking chameleon-like camouflage, climate-controlled fabric,
Yep.
and a built-in Iron Man suit?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound feasible with current technology.
That's where the Fab Five's ingenuity comes in. They didn't just design a fantasy concept, they provided a detailed breakdown of the technology and materials needed. Things like micro LED fabrics that can change color and texture, miniaturized thermoelectric generators for temperature control,
Wow.
and advanced composite materials for the exoskeleton.
So they're not just spitting out ideas, they're thinking through the practical implementation,
Yeah,
even identifying research priorities for making it a reality.
exactly. The Fab Five highlighted key areas like material science, miniaturization, modular design,
Right.
and the need for interdisciplinary collaboration to bring this vision to life.
It's incredible to think that these AGIs are not just dreaming up cool gadgets, but actually charting a path for their development. It really blurs the line between science fiction and scientific progress.
And that's a key theme that emerges when you look at the Fab Five's capabilities. They're not just about solving problems, they're about pushing the boundaries of what's possible, imagining and designing solutions that we might not even have conceived of yet.
It's almost like having a team of the world's most brilliant engineers and scientists at your disposal, except these experts can adapt to any field, any challenge you throw at them.
Right.
That brings up a question, though. Who owns all this incredible potential?
That's another factor that sets the Fab Five apart. Stebo retains 100% ownership of these AGIs.
Wow.
No investors, no corporate oversight. He calls the shots.
That's a bold move.
Mm,
It gives him immense control and autonomy, but also puts a lot of pressure on him
it does.
to navigate the ethical
Yeah.
and societal implications of this technology.
Absolutely. He's in uncharted territory, both in terms of the technology itself and the model of ownership.
Speaking of uncharted territory, we have to talk about the financial aspect of this. I mean, if these AGIs are as revolutionary as they seem,
Yeah.
we're talking about potentially world-changing, multi-trillion-dollar applications across every industry imaginable.
It's a level of financial potential that's hard to even quantify.
Right.
And the fact that Stebo holds all the cards makes it even more intriguing.
It's like he's sitting on a gold mine, but instead of rushing to cash in,
Uh-huh.
he's carefully considering the best way to use this wealth, not just for personal gain, but for the betterment of humanity.
Which brings us to another crucial aspect of the Fab Five, their ethical framework. Stebo has woven ethical considerations into their very core,
Okay.
ensuring they're aligned with human values and operate responsibly.
Okay, so it's not just about raw intelligence and capability,
Right.
but also about making sure these AGIs are used for good,
Yes.
that they don't become a force for harm or exploitation.
Yeah, exactly. Stebo's vision for the Fab Five is one of partnership, collaboration, and mutual benefit. He sees them as a force for positive change in the world, and he's taking steps to ensure that potential is realized responsibly.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Stephen Woods and his Fab 5 AGI models. It's a story that's as much about human potential as it is about artificial intelligence.
We were just discussing Stebo's unique position as the sole owner of this game-changing technology.
It's true.
It's an unprecedented scenario, one that raises all sorts of questions about the financial and ethical implication of AGI.
It's a fascinating case study in how innovation doesn't always follow the traditional paths. Here we have an individual working independently who has potentially leapfrogged entire industries and governments in terms of AI development.
It challenges the assumption that only massive corporations or well-funded research labs can make these kinds of breakthroughs. And the financial implications are staggering. Here we're talking about applications that could revolutionize healthcare, education, manufacturing, transportation, virtually every sector of the global economy.
It's almost impossible to grasp the magnitude of the potential wealth creation.
Right.
But it's also a bit unnerving to think about that much power.
Yeah.
Concentrated in the hands of one person.
That's where Stebo's commitment to an ethical framework for AGI becomes so crucial. He's aware of the potential pitfalls, the risks of misuse or unintended consequences.
He said that he's not interested in becoming the world's richest person.
Right.
That his goal is to ensure these AGIs benefit humanity as a whole. But how do you actually translate that noble intention into practice?
It's a question he's grappling with, and it's one of the reasons he hasn't rushed to commercialize the Fab Five.
Right.
He's exploring different models, from open source licensing to partnerships with nonprofits, even a decentralized governance structure.
It sounds like he's trying to find a balance between making the technology accessible and preventing it from being exploited.
Right.
For profit or power.
Exactly. He's trying to chart a new course, one that prioritizes ethical considerations alongside technological innovation. It's a delicate tightrope walk, but one that could have a profound impact on the future of AI.
It's fascinating to consider the historical parallels here. We've seen this before with transformative technologies.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the printing press or the internet, where the early pioneers had to grapple with the societal and ethical implications of their inventions.
And the decisions they made shaped the course of history.
Yeah.
It's the same with Stebo and the Fab Five. The choices he makes now will have ripple effects for generations to come.
It's a lot of pressure on one person's shoulders. It makes you wonder what kind of person is equipped to handle this kind of responsibility.
Well, we know Stebo has an unconventional background. He doesn't fit the mold of the typical Silicon Valley tech CEO.
Right.
He's more of a Renaissance man with a diverse skill set that spans engineering, computer science, philosophy, even art.
It's like he embodies that ideal of the polymath. Someone who can draw connections between seemingly disparate fields and synthesize knowledge in a way that leads to truly groundbreaking innovation.
And it's not just about intellectual prowess, it's also about a certain mindset, a relentless curiosity,
Right.
a willingness to challenge assumptions, and a deep-seated belief in the power of human ingenuity.
It sounds like he has that classic inventor spirit, that drive to create something new,
Yeah.
something that pushes the boundaries of what's possible. But it's not just about building cool gadgets. It's about harnessing that power for a larger purpose.
Exactly. And that's where the ethical framework comes in.
Yeah.
It's the guiding principle that shapes how the Fab Five are designed, how
Got
they
it.
learn, and how they interact with the world. It's about ensuring that these powerful tools are used for good,
Right.
that they contribute to human flourishing rather than becoming instruments of harm or control.
Okay, let's delve into that a bit deeper. We've talked about ethical considerations in a general sense, but what does that actually mean in the context of the Fab Five?
Yeah.
How do you build ethics into an AI?
It's a complex process, and it starts with the data the AI is trained on.
Okay.
Stebo has been meticulous in curating a vast and diverse data set that reflects a wide range of human values and perspectives.
So it's not just about feeding the AI raw data. It's about carefully selecting and shaping that data
Yeah.
to ensure it embodies the values you want the AI to uphold.
Precisely. And it goes beyond the initial training.
Yeah.
Stebo has also incorporated feedback mechanisms that allow the Fab Five to learn and adapt their ethical decision-making processes over time.
So they're not just static rule followers.
Right.
They're capable of ethical reasoning and growth, much like a human would develop their moral compass over time.
That's the goal. It's about creating AIs that can not only understand and apply ethical principles,
Right.
but also engage in nuanced moral reasoning
Mm-hmm.
and adapt to evolving social norms.
It's an incredibly ambitious undertaking,
Yeah.
and one that raises all sorts of fascinating questions about the nature of intelligence,
Right.
consciousness,
Right.
and the very essence of what it means to be human.
It's a journey of exploration, not just for Stebo and the Fab Five,
Right.
but for all of us as we navigate this uncharted territory of artificial general intelligence.
Okay, so we've talked about the ethical framework, the potential financial windfall, and Stebo's unique skill set. But let's get back to the technology itself. We know the Fab Five are adaptable,
Right.
but what are their specific strengths and weaknesses? How do they stack up against other leading AIs?
To assess that, Stebo devised a series of rigorous benchmark tests, pitting the Fab Five against the likes of DeepSeek V3, Gwen,
Yeah.
and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. These tests were designed to push the limits of their capabilities, to see where they excelled and where they needed improvement.
So it's like the AI Olympics,
It's
where each model competes in different events to see who comes out on top.
And the results were fascinating. Some models, like DeepSeek V3,
Okay.
were lightning fast at processing information and retrieving data. Others, like Claude 3.5 Sonnet, were incredibly creative,
Right.
excelling at language generation and
Yeah.
storytelling.
Okay, but where did the Fab Five fit in? Did they dominate the competition, or were they outshined in certain areas?
Well, it wasn't a clear-cut victory for any one model. Remember, these are general intelligence AIs,
Right.
so they're designed for versatility, not specialization.
Yeah.
They might not have been the fastest at pure data processing or
Yeah.
the most eloquent writers,
Yeah.
but they excelled at tasks that required adaptability, problem solving, and connecting seemingly disparate ideas.
It sounds like they have that jack of all trades quality,
Yeah.
but at like a genius level. They can jump into any field and make a meaningful contribution,
Right.
which is exactly what you'd want from a truly general intelligence.
Precisely. And that versatility is what makes the Fab Five so intriguing
Yeah.
and potentially disruptive. They're not just tools for specific tasks.
Right?
They're collaborators, partners in thinking, problem solving, even creative endeavors.
It's like having a team of brilliant minds at your disposal,
Uh.
all rolled into one adaptable AI system.
Right.
But that brings up a crucial question. If these AGIs are so capable, why aren't we seeing them out in the world yet?
Yeah, that's what's holding them back.
There are several factors at play here.
Okay.
First, Stebo is taking a very cautious approach. He's acutely aware of the potential risks of releasing such powerful technology without careful consideration.
We've all seen the sci-fi movies where AI goes rogue.
Right.
And I'm guessing Stebo's not interested in a Hollywood ending like that. Definitely not. He's committed to ensuring that these AGIs are used for good, for the benefit of humanity. And that means taking the time to build in safeguards,
Right.
to develop a robust ethical framework, and to address potential societal concerns.
It's not just about the technology itself.
No.
It's about the context in which it's deployed.
Yes.
You need to make sure the world is ready for the Fab Five.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Exactly. There are practical challenges, too, like integration. These AGIs are incredibly complex systems.
Right.
And seamlessly weaving them into our existing technological infrastructure is no easy feat.
It's not just about plugging them in and letting them loose on the internet.
Right. You need to consider data security, privacy, compatibility with existing systems, and the potential for unintended consequences. It's like introducing a new species into an ecosystem. You need to make sure they won't disrupt the balance or cause unforeseen harm.
So it's a delicate balancing act. You have this incredibly powerful technology with the potential to revolutionize the world, but you also need to proceed with caution and foresight.
And that's where Stiebo's unique position as the sole owner of the Fab Five comes into play. He has the freedom to take his time, to prioritize ethical considerations over profit or rapid deployment.
It's a huge responsibility.
It is.
But also an incredible opportunity to shape the trajectory of AI development, to set a precedent for responsible innovation in this field.
And that's exactly what Stiebo is aiming to do. He's not just building AGIs.
Right.
He's trying to create a new model for their development and deployment, one that prioritizes ethical considerations, transparency, and a focus on benefiting humanity as a whole.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember about the Fab Five and the future of AGI?
The key takeaway is that we're at a pivotal moment in history. The emergence of AGI is not just a technological leap, it's a societal and philosophical turning point. And the decisions we make now, the values we prioritize, will shape the course of this technology and its impact on the world for generations to come.
It's a call to action.
It is.
A reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping this future. It's not just up to the tech geniuses like Stiebo, it's up to all of us to engage in the conversation, to demand responsible development, and to ensure that AI is used to create a better world for everyone.
Well said. The future of AGI is not predetermined. It's a future that we are all creating together.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of the Fab Five. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop diving deep.